Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for Monday, March 16th. Okay, so I wanted to share with you, hey, Cindy, share with you something that occurred to me this weekend. A girlfriend and I were talking very briefly about the latest goings on and some of the closures and everything. And this is what, good morning again for all who are jumping on. Good morning. Good morning, YouTube. This is what I determined. So often, this is what I thought of. So often, lately, especially, we hear the terminology diversity and even diversity and inclusion, D&I. And for many of us, when we hear diversity, we ding, 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 think ethnic, racial diversity. Hey, birthday girl, Marsha. Hey, Scoop. We think ethnic diversity. We think gender diversity. And, and we may go into the age, the whole from Gen Zs or wherever we are all the way through millennials. We may be thinking, all the way through baby boomers. We may be thinking like that, but this is what I was thinking about. We already know from numerous studies that diversity will always strengthen your organization, your team, your company, whatever industry you're in. Diversity is a mwah. It is a plus all the way around. Shows up in the money, shows up in your bottom line. But this is where I saw it being so relevant. And this is applicable to our individual lives because you can apply it to whatever industry or company or team you're on, but also your diversity in the circle that you run with. The diversity in the circle that you surround yourself with. With all of these school closures going on across the nation, entire districts, entire states. If you have only one person or one type, it could be 100 people making the decision. If they're homogenous in their thought process, if they all think alike, if they all grew up the same, if their experiences are the same, you will leave out a large chunk of your population. So we were talking, and she's back on the East Coast in the DMV area, DC, Virginia area, Maryland. And with all those school closures coming on, it came to bear, what about our homeless students? What about our international students who are on the campuses of these universities that are now closing down, for many of them for the rest of the semester? What happens to them? And at that moment when we were talking, it made me think about, this is why you need diversity surrounding you. And not just in the beautiful skin that you're surrounding yourself with, but I'm talking diversity of experiences, diversity of life experience, diversity of life skills, diversity of educational realms. If we are not diversifying whom we surround ourselves with, we are missing a part of the picture, because I will come in and think differently automatically than you do. Just because I grew up differently. I grew up professionally different than you did. And so my check on you is this, because I checked myself. How diverse is my circle? When I'm making a decision and I take it to people and run it past them, if everybody I run it past has the same set of not values, because you can have the same values, they will show up differently. But if everybody I run it past comes from my experiences, I am missing out. Hey, Dr. Stephanie, you really understand this diversity thing. That's your world. And so And so that's my question to each of us. As you look around the circle that you surround yourself with, do you have diversity? If an alien were to come around, come from a different planet and choose to study your life and your circle, would they see differences in those that you surround yourself with, in those that you laugh with, in those that you invite into your home, in those that you spend time with, that you go to lunch, that you go to dinner with, that you um, participate in sports with, in your bowling leagues, and fill in the blank? Would they see diversity? Because if they don't, if they wouldn't see diversity, I promise you, we are missing out on pictures that impact. None of us are out here doing this thing on our own. So the decisions that we make, the choices that we make, they have second, third, and fourth order effect. There is a ripple effect, even if it's only in our families. But are we getting the best decision? Are we getting the best advice? Are we getting the best lens through which to see it if we're not diversified in most, if not all, areas of our lives? So go beyond just the race and the gender and the ethnicity and maybe the language. Widen your sphere of what diversity looks like, of how you think about diversity, and challenge yourself to become more diverse, to get a different perspective, to look through someone else's lens. Because when you make that, hey, Terry, when you make that decision, if it hasn't been run through a gauntlet of different perspectives, we're missing. We're missing. Just like the thought for many districts was an afterthought about our international students, our homeless population. Okay, then so in your own, and I would hope that each of us have our own board of directors, a personal board of directors. In your personal board of directors, well, Dr. Sterling, thank you. The reality is we often don't want our perspectives challenged. That is very well said, very, very much the truth. And I will stand up toe to toe to anyone and say the person who doesn't want their thoughts, their decisions, their perspectives challenged has no right to be in a position that impacts others' lives. You lose that privilege to lead, to impact lives when you don't want your own stuff challenged. When you set up barriers to anybody challenging you, to anyone questioning you, to anyone giving a different offering, even if you put on the show of, oh, yes, well, I'm seeking your feedback and I want your feedback and I want to hear from everybody. If the environment has been set that you really don't want to hear anything different, that you don't want to be challenged, that you don't want to be stretched, you lose the privilege to lead. You lose the privilege to impact others' lives. You should. I don't live in Disneyland, so I know that's not happening. We got a whole lot of dictatorships around here in all industries. So that's what I wanted to share with you, because we were talking about it and it just became crystal clear and evident. Thank you for those amens, Dr. Stephanie. That if just check our lives, check all. Do you have diversity when it comes to someone talking about money to you? Is there diversity when it comes to someone challenging your physical health, your spiritual health, your financial health, your relationships, your career? Or are you homogenous? If the alien were to come down here and put a video on your life, would they see everybody looking alike, thinking alike, acting alike, choosing alike, deciding alike? We figure out things the same way? We're stunting ourselves. Okay, that's my perspective. That's just it's just my perspective. Thank you for jumping and joining in Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., 4 a.m. Pacific time for us early birds. At a time like this, we need diversity of thought to figure our way through this thing. Yeah, this is where we are. And some of this stuff will never return to a place of how it used to be. This is going to be our new norm for many of us. It's not going to return. Thank you for jumping in. Listen, make this a marvelous, marvelous Monday. And until next time, take real good care of yourselves.